Manchester United's new technical director, Jason Wilcox, is down to work as he has been tasked to make a comprehensive audit of Erik ten Hag before Ineos goes on to make a final decision on the future of the boss. My name is Webb. Welcome to the United Hotspot. Here is a proper dig into what's going on at Manchester United. Now, we do know that we have been waiting for Dan Ashworth, and as it is now, as it looks, it will take us a little bit longer because, first of all, the valuation of the man from Newcastle United is so huge. I think in terms of where Man United is and where Newcastle is, Man United have tabled £2 million for him, whereas Newcastle are saying they want 15. So a difference of £13 million means that Manchester United might want to start work with the team we have in place, and that is, at least for now, Jason Wilcox. So here's the thing, guys, a proper audit is set to be made, and by an audit, when you talk about professional organization, this is going to be a little a little a little technical conversation today. Now, this is the situation. Jason Wilcox has got to make, when you're auditing someone or something, you've got to make what we call a SWOT analysis. That's a strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats analysis of the situation. Now, in this case, the case study is Erik ten Hag, the boss. So I've compiled a couple of things that I think would fit into Jason Wilcox's SWOT analysis of Erik ten Hag that he will then base on to make recommendations to Ineos and his bosses with the future of Erik ten Hag. So if you look at that on your screen with Manchester United, guys, this is focusing mostly on Erik ten Hag, not the team at large, because we can do a proper audit of the entire team on its own. Of course, most of the issues will mix up a bit because Erik ten Hag is part of the team. He's the head of the team. But this SWOT analysis is focusing on Erik ten Hag himself. So we'll start with the strength, and you can see I've given those, the color choice is deliberate. The strength in green. Now, some of the strength of Erik ten Hag, and there are not so many, honestly, but they are important. They are huge strengths that have been lacking at Manchester United. So one of the strengths he has got is, first of all, he wants to play attacking football. For me, it's a big strength because the modern game today wants a manager who is going to play attacking football, especially if you're coaching a team like Manchester United with his high press and whatever he wants to do, get players be quick on transition, which is lacking, but at least we know that's the idea he wants to play. Two, Erik ten Hag has proven that he can be good with youth development of players. We've seen it at Ajax, but now at Man United, where we're judging him, we've seen what he's doing with Alejandro Garnacho, Kobe Maino, so many youngsters, Hariyama, Sugeneye, Foson, name them, all these youngsters that is giving opportunities. So there is a positive about him and trusting the youth. So that is a big strength as well that he has got. Hardworking and committed. Honestly, I don't think there is a more hardworking manager in football today in terms of commitment to even what looks to be like a mess since he inherited this team. He has been honestly going out there, putting in the hard yards. I was at Carrington, and I remember United players went in at about this time, at about a midday or thereabout, but they left when it was dark at about 6 p.m. They train, then they go into long meetings. This is the guy committed to his job, yet they had a match the next day. They were to play against Tottenham Hotspur. So it shows commitment, more so given the rot that he found at Man United. Not so many managers would have the mettle to have that same commitment. Perhaps he even proves to get more committed even when the media is bashing him, when the fans are so much on him. His commitment for me cannot be questioned at all. For me, I think it's a big positive. That shows that he can be able to improve if he's given the trust. Man management. Now, this for me falls, as you will notice, is both a strength and a weakness, as you will notice as we go on. But it's a strength in a sense that United has for a long time had players who have taken managers for a ride. They have, just, disrespected managers and got away with it. I'm thinking the way he treated, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, it wasn't good, but at least it was a show of character that he can try and set standards. And again, takes me to the next strength that he has got. He can set standards and trust in his standards and doesn't care what happens. He will stick to his guns. For me, it's a strength. It shows he has got a character. Look at him and look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The things Ole Gunnar Solskjaer lacked, Erik ten Hag is showing that he has. So I believe those could be some of the things that could be highlighted in the strength that Erik ten Hag has got as a manager. Then when you go to the weaknesses in our SWOT analysis, one, inconsistent results. Of course, you can now, that's a team problem, but you cannot separate it from the manager. So it's a weakness on him. Two, defensive issues and tactics. Again, for me, it goes back to him and how he organizes his team. I think I've sung this song so long that I won't even dwell on it so much. I think with his fascination with attack has got him forgetting about the directness of the Premier League and how much you need to cover your traps. So for me, I think that's a weakness, and it's a tactical thing. And again, it digs into another weakness that he has got, which is a bit of rigidity. I think I find him a bit rigid because he's not tactically flexible. Because if you're a tactically flexible manager, you will see that your problem is this. Even if this is your fascination with style and philosophy, you want to adjust and be able to accommodate where you are. I think the playing area is different from what it was at Ajax. So that's a weakness he has got. The other weakness, I think, he has got a bit of a lack of leadership. And again, this lack of leadership can be attributed to so many things. But if you look at his presence during matches on the touchline, look at how he has, the things he says at times about his players in the media, the way he has reacted to certain things. And I said, man management is both a strength and a weakness, because there is a thin line between being a good man manager and being ruthless. So I think at times he gets over himself a bit. He gets too much a bit, and again that becomes a poor leadership. So that again is a weakness he has got, that he has got to balance it, set the standards, but also be a better man manager, because you're managing human beings who have got different personalities and characters. Over reliance on a few players. Now that's another big weakness that I think Erik ten Hag has got, that he will keep telling us, yes, the injuries have been there, and that's a big threat that he has faced. But you cannot tell us that, the injuries mean that when you don't have Lisandro Martinez and Luke Shaw, the team is going to look like a championship team. So you cannot be a manager of a team like Man United that has got all these players, but relying only on 2 players or 3 players. So I think for me, that's a weakness that he has got to find solutions for. Whereas the injury situation is a problem, it's a good excuse. It cannot be. That's why even all other players are played. That's why you have a squad of so many players, not 2 players. As a manager, you should be able to try to find ways of keeping it close, even when you lose some of your core players. But for United, when 2, 3 important players are not there, we look like a championship or 3rd division team, which is, I think, a weakness for Erik ten Hag. Transfer window struggles. He has won some, lost some. Like any manager, I think we cannot really attack him a lot for his transfer window struggles, because there are players that he has signed that we think are good. We can talk of players like Lisandro Martinez. Casemiro, when he had just come in, was a good player. Højlund looks promising as a player. But then there are those that he has failed to handle or to even get the best out of, from Sofiane Amrabat to Antonio dos Santos. So I think that is a general weakness of all managers. Even Pep Guardiola, the great Sir Alex Ferguson, signed players like Bebe. So we cannot really just single him out and, he's the only manager who has got issues with his transfer weaknesses. But that cannot be overlooked. I spoke about the lack of flexibility. Now the opportunities he has got now as Erik ten Hag, as in the current situation, one, he has got an opportunity to rebuild his squad if he's given the time by Ineos. He has got an opportunity to rebuild his squad, because we are going into a summer transfer window where we believe funds could be made available for the team, or they should be made available for the team. 2, youth promotion. They have Man United Academy is buzzing. It's doing extremely well. He has already proven he can get youth from Man United and integrate them into the senior team quite fast. Then we have just won the Premier League with the under-18. So there are quite a number of young players who are exciting and promising. And Ineos seem to be having that strategy of promoting the youth. So that's an opportunity for him to capitalize on. The other opportunity he has got is Ineos itself, because these are new owners. He inherited a rot with the Glazers. He has got a new management in place, a new structure around him, brought in by Ineos. That is an opportunity that can make him better, that can give him better results, that can help him improve the weaknesses he's got. So that's, or even capitalize on the strength he has got. The FA Cup title is another opportunity. Win a title, he has an opportunity to win a title on the 25th of May against Manchester City. So those are some of the opportunities you can highlight. The threats that he has got, and this is where I will end it. 1, competition. Yes, whereas here we have got all these opportunities, the competition is not sleeping. For Man City, now it's the Arsenal, Liverpool, There is Newcastle now. There is Aston Villa. There's Tottenham Hotspur. The competition is broader. It's getting bigger. So that's a big threat. That means it doesn't have the luxury of time. That's one. Two, player power. Big threat. And player power probably is one of the biggest threats at this club. And it is caused by a concoction of reasons. One of them being the poor distribution of wages, the poor discussions or negotiations that these people have with these players, at least before the John Matters and the guys who are signing deals with these players. There has been a big problem of player power that has made him lose control of the dressing room, that these players have become unmanageable for him. This is a big issue for Erik ten Hag. The other big issue he has got is the fan pressure. Fans are divided. There are some who are saying let him stay. So many are saying he should leave because of so many weaknesses we see in him. Now, that pressure with a club like Manchester United cannot go unnoticed. For me, it's a big problem, and at times his statements in the media do not really support him. So the fan pressure is there, but his shield can only be Ineos. That is the other threat, but also an opportunity. Ineos is both a threat and an opportunity in the sense that they can choose to sack him. These are new guys, they're new sheriffs in town. They might want to do things their own way, and certainly they might want to sack him and bring in their man, because Erik ten Hag was brought in by the Glazers. So Ineos might want to be their man and take their credit for whatever success they get with Man United. But if they got the credit because they are in charge of the football, they have got every right to sack the manager. That's the first right they have, by virtue of the fact that they paid billions for 27% of the club, especially into football matters. So Ineos is a threat to them. Also, the injury crisis, we've spoken about it. That's a big threat that they've got to find solutions for. What is causing it? Why are players getting injured left, right, and center? So that is an idea of the SWOT analysis that Jason Wilcox, who is the technical director, has been tasked to do on Erik ten Hag, as we do look for solutions for the greater good at Manchester United. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. But if you look at this SWOT analysis, guys, because when you make a SWOT analysis, you base on that to make a report. When you look at this SWOT analysis, before even you go into the playing style and how we want to play as Manchester United, just a proper SWOT analysis of the manager shows you that he's a 50-50. There are good bits on him, there are bad bits on him. Now, after this SWOT analysis, if I'm Jason Wilcox, my first recommendation would be to solve the first threat, that is the second threat, that is the player power. That is what you sort first from your recommendations before you get to the manager, because the weaknesses that Erik ten Hag has got are weaknesses that can be resolved with support with the team. You can help the manager become flexible if you give him a proper playing style that you want. You can help the manager become have leadership by bringing a structure around him, which they have done. You can help the manager not over rely on your players by overhauling the squad, but you cannot help him with the player power if you keep the players and the same players on the same crazy contracts. So I think for me, that's what I can say about the current situation. Let's wait and see what exactly will go on, but that is the Manchester United situation right now. My name is Webb. This is the United Hotspot. I'll see you later.